And I divide the dashboard preparation in different steps. Step number 1, step number 2, step number 3, step number 4, and 5. So let me move stepwise to make the dashboard. So first of all, the first step in making the dashboard is the data testing and cleaning. So what is this step? Let's try to understand. First of all, we have to open the data. So data is, this is a simple Excel file, and we are having the data into it. Okay, let me explain what are the different steps we are going to perform here. Number 1, your data should be in the wide format. So what is wide format? Wide format means your rows should be in first, your variable should be in first row, because in every data set you must have the variables, and the variables are known as headers. So the headers must be in the first row, and there should not be any missing value in the data set. Ideally, we don't expect the missing values in the data set. Okay, so let me show you this data. So I'm removing all the earlier dashboards because we are going to make it fresh. Also deleting this dashboard. So this is the data. Now you can see that in this data set, the first row is known as header. All the variable names like year, month, city, product. So these are the name of the variables. So we are expecting that the variable should be in the first row. So this is the first point that we should know. Similarly, by chance, if you had any blank row, blank column, or suppose we are having any blank row here. So blank rows and blank columns, so they should not be there in the data set. So kindly check if you have any blank column, remove the blank column. And similarly, if you have any blank row, so that you need to remove. And how you can check it? You just click on any one cell, press Control. Okay, so or we can do one thing, we can just put cursor here and press Control and downside arrow, and the software will take you to the step where the rows are empty. So you can click on this and delete. Similarly, any missing value, suppose you are having any as missing value, so try to find out that why missing value is there, because normally we don't allow the missing values. And another thing you need to check is that, let's say all the variables are representing the numbers. So check, this is journal, not the numbers. So you can define that these are the numbers. With decimal number, you can decide on your own. If you need 2 decimal number, you can fix this. This is to increase the number of decimals, and this is to decrease the number of decimals. So you can manage your decimal by this. Similarly, these are the you can put in journal, and suppose you are having some date, so you can decide the date here, and the first value is serial number. So serial number, if you want, you can keep it, otherwise you can delete it. So normally we have serial numbers. So the first step towards the Excel dashboard is check whether your data is in the white format. White format, I hope you understand that the name of the variable should come in the first row. There should not be any missing value. And there is a proper format of the variables. The number variable should be number form. The date variable should be in date form. Variable, okay, there should not be any blank rows and blank columns. So these are the basic steps that we have to do in beginning. And after that, you can put your cursor anywhere and can go to the insert. And after that, you can go to the pivot table. So if you move to the pivot table is the way to make the dashboards. And we have to make multiple pivot tables. So we are the next step towards this is to make the pivot tables. So we are going to now make step number 2, where we will develop different pivot tables. Okay, so we can put cursor at any time and go to insert pivot tables in new worksheets. So you can see that we are opening this, we are using this data set. So this is the data set. You can see that the software selected the data set automatically. And we want to create pivot tables in new worksheet. So I click OK. So a new worksheet will come. And when new pivot table come, all the variable name you can see here. And these variable names can be adjusted to making filters, columns, rows, and values. So what are these? We will discuss. Let me make different pivot table. Suppose this pivot table is dedicated to the sales data. Sales by city. Now again, I go to the back to the data set. And if you go to the table design, so you can check this, the first header row. Check on this. By checking this, it means the first variable is the name of the variable, and you can give the name of the data or table. So basically, I give the name data to this table, and then go to the insert pivot table. So I am making a second pivot table, and the name of this pivot table is profit. So I am showing profit by city. So similarly, I will make 5 or 3 or 4 more pivot tables. Then again, I go to the insert pivot table. And the third pivot table is, so you have to find out the values which you actually need. Sales by products. Similarly, again, we are going to the data, insert pivot table. And now I am giving the profit by product. Again, I am making one more pivot table. So this is the, okay, so let me do it once again. Go to the data, put a cursor somewhere, insert pivot table. And the last one is the sales and profit year wise. So these are the common requirement that we want to know. So these are the common queries that is coming from the management. So I made these 5 worksheets, and in every worksheet there's a pivot table. So after that, I have to move to every pivot table, like sales by city. And this is a pivot table you can see here. So once you put cursor on this pivot table, you can see this field. The name of this is pivot table fields. And you can see one of the option here, pivot table analyze. So if you click on pivot table analyze, you can see many new options. Now, if I delete this, so now if you click on this table, this box will not come automatically. So you have to click on field list. Once you click on the field list, this table will automatically come again. So 2 things are required here. Number 1 is pivot table number 1. And this is the requirement to make the pivot table. So as this pivot table is denoting the sales by city, so we can put the sales to the values. And I want city by sales. So you can see that I make a small table, and this is showing me the sales by city. Okay. Now, this is a small table. So we start with the small tables. And these values are showing you the net sales in the Bangalore, net sale in the Calcutta, net sale in Delhi, Mumbai, like this. And we can connect many other variables here. Like for example, you can also click product also. You can click year also. So, but rather than making one all the values in one table, we try to make many pivot tables and combine them together. So I am removing the year. I am removing the product. So taking only the city and leaving these two columns as it is. After that, I have to change this value if I need. So you can see that the show values as. You can change the format of these values. You can normally we show in percentage on the column total. So you can see that now we are having the percentage out of the 100%, 25% sales come from the Bangalore, 24% come from the Calcutta, 25, 24 like this. Okay. So after this, you can click on the pivot chart. Repeating, once you click on anywhere in the pivot table, you can see one more option, that is the pivot chart. So I have to make the pivot chart also. So you can see that there are different type of charts. You can make pie chart, line chart, bar chart, or there are so many charts. So first of all, I'm taking a basic column chart. So, okay. So the chart of this table is coming here. And this chart is known as pivot chart. Okay, so I have to design this pivot chart. So first of all, I click on any bar. So you can see I have an option called design because we have to make this chart attractive. So click on the design. And normally there are so many designs you can see here. So we have to select the design which we actually need. So I click on this. So whatever design you feel like, you can click on that. So there are so many designs here. Okay. So let me take this design. After that, you have to fill the colors in it. So I am clicking on any bar. We can remove the grid lines from here. And okay. So you can fill the different colors. So let me do format data point and fill very color by point. I like this option personally because this option makes this chart very attractive. And so you have to make some effort. Like if you click on this plus, you can remove the grid lines. You can remove the legends, not required. And so the point is to make this chart attractive as you can. Okay. So let me remove this. If you need this, keep it, otherwise remove it. And you can see this is sum of sales and this is city. So these are known as field buttons. If you like field buttons, you keep it, otherwise you can remove from here. So you can see that if I click on this button, they remove, and now they're removed. And if you want to keep it, you can keep it. So field buttons are representing the values in y-axis and the x-axis. Otherwise, you can do one thing. You can remove the field buttons, like I remove the field buttons, and can insert the text box. So you can keep sales in percentage of total. So you can put your own name.
Sir?
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, sir. So can we get the data sets, sir, so that we can also practice along with you, sir?
I suggest you to do C first or yourself.
Okay, sir.
And then do it. Otherwise, if you do it simultaneously, then the workshop will be very, very slow.
Okay, sir. Sure, sir. No
So
problem.
I will give you the data set, but after this workshop.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. No problem, sir.
So
Thank
that
you.
you can see step by step and can make it. Can
Yes,
do it
yes.
after this. Okay. So the beautification of this is very, very important. So we can put colors here. because the dashboard looks like beautiful. So that's why I'm doing all these things. So see what options I'm using, and because I have to give focus on these values, so I am beautifying these values. Okay, now I think this is looking better. So similarly, I go to profit by city. If you click on profit by city, the pivot table comes. Similarly, I will click on this pivot table. And the moment you click on the pivot table, you have to click on the field list if you don't see this table. By default, it comes automatically, but if you deleted it, so you have to click on pivot table analyze and click on the field list. So you can see that the pivot table is here. Now, this is profit by city. So in values, you have to bring the profit, and it is by city. So city should go to the rows. So I also get the profit data, and I want to show this profit. There are many options here. So I am clicking on this option, percentage of column total. And by making this table, I also want to click on pivot chart, because dashboard are very, very important in dashboard is using so many charts. So I'm now using pie chart. For profit, let me select the pie chart and click OK. So pie chart will come here. So I have to design this pie chart. So go to design, and you can see that we are having so many options of making pie chart here. Okay, so I want a option where I can show all the values in one. So I think this is good. And let me see other options. This also seems good. So let's keep it here because all the values are coming here. So I'm removing the legends and sum of profit. These are the field button. So you can go to the pivot chart analysis and remove the field buttons. And I'm showing here, this is profit percentage of total profit, percentage of total, that's it. So I want to keep this graph, and the numbers are very, very important. So you need to increase this. Yeah, I think this is good. So make it small because we have to use it in another worksheet. Okay. Now my second chart is also ready. So the third is sales by product. Again, click on the pivot table. This is sales by product, and now I am showing you the total sales. No, now not taking percentage, total sales. And but these values I want to format. So you can see there is an option called value field settings. The name is this, and I want to see the total sum number format. So you can see that we are having a option number format, and in number format you can change your decimal place. If you want to have 3 decimal place, 3 decimal place, or 4 decimal place, and I am more interested in putting this separator. So this is a comma. I want to put here comma. So now you can see the separator comes into picture. So by using the separator, we can say it is in million or billion or lakhs or crores. So we can define it very easily. So now this is the way I want to report the my sales by product. Again, I go to the pivot table analyze, pivot chart. So now we have to select if you want to select the pivot chart, you can keep any product like this is showing me that my sale is highest in fruit juice and lowest in ghee, like that. So you have to decide that which chart I need to represent the sum of sales. So there are many charts available here. So I have to find out the best chart. Okay, so I think this chart is better. Let's make area chart. So that is our choice. There is no rule in this case. So whatever chart you feel like good, you can use it. I want also values of the sales. So going to design, and so let me see where I can have values. So you can see that I can show the values from here like this. And these values are quite large in number. Okay, but the problem is that when I make this chart small, it is creating problem. So let's see. Okay. And if I change these values, show values as okay, percentage of row total. No. This is another option that we can represent our table like. Okay, so anyhow, we have to use some graph. So this is the sales percentage of total. And if you want to change the color, you can change its color. I think this is better. I am removing the grid lines also. So the purpose of using this to compare that where the sales is high, where the sales is low. And field buttons, these are the field buttons. I don't want field buttons here. I am removing the field buttons. So this is just one option of the making the chart. Similarly, I am going to the fourth and clicking on the table. This is profit by product. So making the profit here, product in rows, and again profit I am showing in total or percentage. That is our choice. Because in dashboard we are having a limitation that we cannot take bigger charts. So that's why I want to put the chart small. Okay. Now insert pivot chart and making the another pie chart. So now select the design of the pie chart. So you have to make different selections, and whatever selection you keep, right, you can take it. Legend I don't require here. Field button I don't require here. So click on the pivot chart, analyze, removing the field button. This is profit percentage of total, and managing its size. So first of all, you have to make the different charts. And now my almost 4 pivot tables are ready. If you click on all pivot chart, you can see the values. And one more. This is the last pivot table I make. So otherwise you can make so on many pivot tables, pivot charts. So in my 5th pivot chart, I want to plot the line chart by year. So I want to put sales, profit. No, sorry, these comes in the values. And I want to see according to the year. So we can make this table. And after that, I click on the pivot chart. So click on pivot table, analyze pivot chart. Now at this time, I want the line chart. And okay. So this is the sales and profit year wise. So the violet line is showing you the profit, and the blue line is showing you the sales. Again, I am making some changes into it. The grid lines removed, and removing the field buttons. Okay, so this I can put here so that this space can be saved. Yeah. So this is the line chart of sales and profit. So I make 5 pivot tables, and data is there. Now I want to take all the values in one table. So insert worksheet. So there is a new worksheet coming here, and I renaming it. This is the sample dashboard. Okay, so now this is the sample dashboard. So here I want to make the dashboard. So first of all, I have to make it clean. So go to view, remove the grid lines from here. So you can see that now it is a fixed page, blank page. And I can put all the graphs in one page. So taking this graph, copy, and taking into the dashboard. So the graph is coming here, and pivot chart field I don't require, so I remove it. Okay, so now you have to design this dashboard. So this page is called dashboard. We can put all the charts in one page. Then the second is profit by city. So take this chart, take to the dashboard, and paste somewhere here. Okay, let's paste here. Like this is profit. Then we come to the sales by product. Copy this and design your dashboards somewhere here. And again, I go to the 1, 2, 3, 4 profit by product. Copy dashboard. And this is your space, so you have to design it as so whatever way you like, you have to design it. And then the last is this. Copy. And I put it here. So these are my line charts. Okay. So we can create many pivot charts like this. And once you take all the charts here, after that, you need to put slicers. Now the importance of slicer will come. So go to the insert. And after going to the insert, you can see one of the options, slicer. So I click on the slicers. So why slicers are not coming? Okay. So this slice, there are actually two options of inserting the slicer, one from the insert and one from the pivot chart analyze. So here the slicers are coming from pivot chart analyze, insert slicer. So you can see that there are many slicers. Slicer means are the buttons. So you need to select the slicers here. For example, year slicer, city, product. Basically, these are the categories, month, and I don't have any other category here. So click OK. So these are the slicers which are used to run the whole dashboard. Okay, now we have to design these slicers now. So click on the slicer, and this slicer I want to divide in 4 columns. So you can see that we are having an option called column. Okay, actually this slicer is changing now. So one of these slicer is ready, and you can design your slicer according to you. And if you click on any slicer, you can see that all the values are changing. But we have to make some arrangement also. Now go to the city. Number of columns 2. I think 2 columns are better here. And then year. So I think the 3 columns are better. Then product. 2 columns are better. Okay. So we have to design these slicers as per our choice. Okay. Now these slicers are almost ready. And in every slicer, I hope you can see these slicers, and we can ink. Okay. So in these slicers, there are 2 buttons. This is one button and this is second button. So you can, if you click on this, you can take multiple selections. You can see the multiple selections. And if you want to clear all the selections, clear on this. If you clear it, it will come in all. Now I want to make some design in these slicers. Okay, now the next thing after making these slicers, now you need to connect them, because of the problem which we are facing here. If you click on Bangalore, so this chart is changing, but other charts are not changing. If you click on the August or February, charts are not changing. If you click on the 21, the charts are not changing. So we have to make the connection between all these slicers. So click on it, and you can see there's a report connectedness. So you have to click on all, because we have to connect all these slicers together. Okay. Similarly, if you click on this, right click on the report connectedness and check all buttons, and okay. Again, go to the product report connections and check all buttons. Similarly, we are doing here. Now we are connecting all these slicers together. So after this step, if you click, let me remove all the filters. So after removing all the filters, now suppose I want to see the data of Bangalore. So I click on the Bangalore, and only Bangalore data will come. And suppose I want to click on Mumbai also. So both data will come. And suppose I want to select 2 at a time, Mumbai and Bangalore. So Mumbai and Bangalore data will come. And similarly, if I want to see the sales of 21, so this is the data of only year 2021. So all these data is moving according to us. So 2007, let's say. So from 2007, the sales increases by this ratio, and the profit increases by this much. So you can see that in 2 years, the honey is total is 19%, fruit juices are 43%, and Delhi sales is 25%. So whatever query comes from the management, we can answer in one minute. Just by using these slicers, we can give the answer of any query come from the management.